Bonjour! It is your Peacekeeper, and it is time for us to see an epic battle replay, but we have other things to discuss. So we will discuss them. And, I want to start this video off. Yes, this is an epic battle replay. Yes, this is in Republique, which is, this is actually my second game in Republique, and she is definitely one fine grand baguette. And, yeah, fantastic tier 10 battleship. Not going to supplant Montana, in my opinion. However, very, very capable, very, very solid ship all the way around. Anyway, let's talk about some housekeeping things. Housekeeping while my flop pillow? Anyway, as you guys are well aware, we have finished our last two of our How to Play series videos, the German destroyers and the Pan-Asian destroyer lines. Those are now complete. That leaves us with just two lines that I haven't done that are not carriers, and that would be, of course, the French baguettes, the battleships, and the Russian cruisers. And yeah, so we're going to put the French battleships on the Mondays and the Russian cruisers on the Wednesdays, or probably more accurately, we're going to put the French battleships as the first video in the week and the Russian cruisers as the second video in the week. That's assuming that I can actually get around to making these videos and releasing them on time. It would be ideal to have them Monday, Wednesday, but sometimes things don't always work out. So there's that. That's probably the big announcement that you guys are waiting for, although it really isn't that surprising that those were going to be it. Like I said, these are the last two lines that I haven't done. Of course, there is going to be, in the future, as soon as the U.S. Cruiser line comes out, there's, of course, going to be videos about that. You'll probably see me live stream with them. The live streaming stuff, that's been going fantastic. I appreciate everybody that's able to make it, and for those that aren't able to make it, those that comment on it afterwards and are watching it, it's a lot to slog through, and I know the last two have been kind of so-so, but hopefully you guys are still learning stuff from that. I know it's helping me a lot, actually, to get better at the game, because I'm pushing boundaries and frequently getting, frequently getting pushed back at by some of the other players in the game, and that's definitely an interesting side effect of trying to push things on live streams. A lot of a lot of interesting things can happen. So anyway, I appreciate you guys coming and watching those. If you're not able to watch them, don't worry. They always get uploaded to YouTube. They're not going anywhere. I am still looking into the simulcasting stuff to Twitch for those who hate YouTube gaming with a passion and refuse to support Google. I certainly understand your guys' point of view. I'm looking at the simulcast softwares that are out there and trying to see which ones are probably my favorite. Right now, looking at Restream.io, that's probably the most popular. We'll be seeing tests of that coming up. Also, we crossed over the 7,000 subscriber threshold, and that's super exciting. It's only it's only April. God, let's not accelerate this any further than we need to. It is April 20th, interestingly enough. Happy 420! Anyway, hopefully your guys' first quarter is going well. Mine seems to be as well. Just a little busy and not able to get as many videos out on time as I would like, but hopefully that will start to change here in the not-too-distant future. So just hang in there. I know it can be kind of frustrating to not get videos on the time. It's coming, I promise. So just hang in there. And 7,000 of you guys have decided, actually over 7,000 of you guys have decided my content is worth listening to. I don't know which is scarier, the fact that there are 7,000 of you or that you're choosing to listen to my content. Either way, it's fantastic, and I appreciate every single one of you guys, and I love reading the comments. Haven't been able to get around to commenting back on some of them, but we'll get there, I promise. It's always a work in progress. For those that don't know, I work 2 jobs on top of doing YouTube stuff, so it's a bit hectic at times. Alright, so that's kind of the housekeeping stuff. Housekeeping, mommy flop pillow. Let's go to this battle. And in this battle, we've fired off 2 salvos. The first salvo was like 9,500 against this Grosser Kurfürst. And the second salvo was like 2 grand or so on the... was it Kagero? Yugamo? Kagero. This is a Japanese destroyer. Kagero. And so now we are charging into the cap, and as you saw, there is a cyclone involved in this, and that is a key factor in this epic battle replay. It really does help out a lot. As you can see, Grosser Kurfürst there is about ready to burn out. Not going to waste a salvo on him, especially since there are other ships that need to be shot at, like this Baltimore. See if I can't snap shoot at him before he gets around the island. Of course, knowing that there is a Kagero around any time there is a Japanese destroyer around and it's not dead and its torpedoes could be up, we want to save our damage control party. Plus, it's only 1 fire. So 11k there off of him. And as you can see, the Iowa is there. Ooh, Mogami is shooting at us from a distance. We'll take a quick pot shot at him. Trying to speed up to try and avoid this torpedo, but my choices are, well, ooh, there's a Citadel on the Mogami. Secondaries are opening up. We're going to take that one right on the belt. Republique's belt is decent. It's not the best, but you know, it works. It's functional. One of the interesting things about Republique is that her secondaries, not even in full secondary spec build, are capable of reaching out to 10.6k. This ship, all it has on it for secondary range increasing are AFT and the flag for the secondary battery range. That's it. This ship has long-range secondaries without all that stuff, which is kind of interesting. I would be curious to see what the ship is like with the full secondary build, but I don't have any of my French battleships set up as a secondary build, and we will see more of the reasons why when we cover captain skill builds on next week, next Monday. So, another shot over the island there. Dispersion not really cooperating on that front gun, but still managing to get 2,900 out of it. Secondaries are opening up. We got 2 fires on something. I don't know if that was one on the Baltimore and then one on the Friedrich. I think that was all on the Friedrich. So Baltimore is sailing away, so we'll shoot at him. Of course, Ue Young there. Hard word to say. Oh, there's 17,000 taken off of a Baltimore. I knew his deep water torpedoes are coming. Thankfully, the Z-46 had his hydro up, and I was able to slow down and avoid that punishment. And Baltimore there, sailing away. One more parting salvo at him. Kind of get ourselves into a little bit of a tricky situation here. Oh, 7,500 damage there. We're up to 91,329 damage, and we haven't gotten a single kill yet. It's kind of interesting when you think about it. Mogami there, hoping to get a shot off on her before she disappears so I can, you know, finish that. Of course, the Cyclone spotting range is out to 34k right now. Like all the French battleships, very high velocity guns, only 2,900 damage there with 2 overpens. And this is the pickle that I'm in. Ue Young is very, very capable of running around this corner and nuking me with his torpedoes as soon as they come up. We are radared by the Dmitry Donskoy, and Dmitry Donskoy has 5 8-kilometer torpedoes. So we popped our speed boost to help us slow down. One, our destroyer is doing a very, very good job of putting out torpedoes to try and stop him. At this point, I really thought this battle was over. You know, 94,229 damage, no kills, nothing interesting, yada, 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 yada. Of course, close range fire at broadside cruisers only get 1 normal pen for 4k. Here's where I was seriously thinking that the torpedoes were coming, but they never do. And secondary battery is going to town, but watch the mini-map here. The Ue Young pops up real quick, and then I'm sitting here, and then all of a sudden, close quarters expert. These secondaries at close range can be kind of brutal like that. Doing some pretty good work on the Donskoy there as well. So now we're up to 109,140 damage. The Cyclone has come in. We've somehow managed to escape imminent doom. Dmitry Donskoy, I don't know if he had launched torpedoes on that side or if he just didn't know that he had torpedoes or just didn't see me there. I don't know what was going on, but he came out. He was broadside to me at point blank range. And I really, really thought that that was going to end way differently. Of course, having the Yue Young there behind me was also kind of a pucker factor. Oh, and we have Mogami coming back for round 2. You can see he's starting to make the death turn, as I call it, for the cruisers, and, well, we finish him off, because we don't want any of that nonsense at all. There is a Musashi coming around this way. Baltimore of unknown location was going to try and help the Friedrich der Grosse, but this Musashi gets spotted. Yeah, right there. So Musashi, at this point I'm thinking to myself, I really need to deal with him. You know, he's a tier 10 battleship that's at tier 9. Still very powerful guns, even though they're not as accurate. I should be able to do fairly decent against him in an all-out brawl, but I really, really, really want to get close to him if I can. So I'm trying to turn to use this island for cover as best I can. Of course, the turrets on this thing are glacial, and it doesn't help that I have the reload module on here. Musashi's guns not aimed at me. So we are turning again. Watch August here. August 1st Studio. He, or they, I should say they, sets themselves up for a good torpedo run here on the Musashi, but look at what the Musashi's doing. There's always a chance that we might lose a destroyer here, and I kind of feel guilty about this, and then I kind of don't. But Musashi here, a little bit of a rendering bug and detection bug. There, okay. And I'm going to pop out. Shot. 3 Citadels. I don't know how that wasn't a dev strike, but, you know, we kind of, yeah, that was, yeah. Yamato, Musashi, high Citadels, yikes. So anyway, August gets the return of this. So we're up to 163,948 damage. And, you know, thankfully, First Studio there did not loose their torpedoes. And so they will have torpedoes. Now I'm going to go try and get this Friedrich der Grosse. And hopefully we can get it. And, you know, like I said, I kind of feel bad about taking the kill, but at this point, our Yamato was in a position where if that Musashi was able to get another shot off, it would have most likely resulted in the loss of our Yamato. It could have resulted in the loss of the gearing if he was aimed at the gearing, or if his secondaries got a lucky hit off. I really don't feel that guilty about securing that kill, if you will. I am confused as to how the heck there was no dev strike there, but it is what it is. So Friedrich der Grosse, we're going to go ahead and engage him now. We've got our secondaries are rolling in. You know, we just lopped off 6,200 damage in one salvo. And the secondaries are doing some decent work. Now, keep in mind, this captain does not have manual fire control for secondaries and does not have the secondary range boosting module. This is 10.6k with nothing but advanced firing training on the captain. I don't have basic firing training on this captain yet. And you can see the secondaries are actually quite effective. You know, we're up to 48 shell hits, which really isn't a whole lot, but they've started 5 fires, which is helpful. And that's not the last of it either. So at this point, there's another fire. At this point, I'm going ahead and, oop, there's Confederate. Shot at the front guns there. I've slowed down because I saw that the gearing had launched a set of torpedoes, and the last thing I want to... Oop, there's another fire. Last thing I want to do is end up in his torpedoes, and there is the return. He gets the kill for Chloride. And, of course, I thank him because was unsure if he was the Friedrich was going to ram me or not. So at this point, that leaves Yamato and Baltimore as left, but we are ahead on points by a really rather significant it's really rather significant lead. So I don't think we're going to lose this. 186,642 damage overall. We got a close quarters expert and Confederate. I really thinking that Dev Strike should have came through, but hey, it is what it is, and the game is going in our favor, and we're going to end up winning this. So overall, you know, Le Grand Baguette, she is a fine baguette, and I do enjoy her, and I really hope to have more fun games with her. Of course, I hope to see you guys in the comment sections for the new How to Play line. So, okay, 3 kills, 7 fires started by the secondary, 78 hits with the secondaries, 4 citadels, 3 kills. Top of the team, 2,180 damage. Not a hard carry, but a pretty good carry. 1.2 million potential damage. And look at the secondary battery did 25,000 damage just by themselves between fires and the shells impacting. Pretty good overall. So anyway, as I was saying, I hope to see you guys in the comment section to the new How to Play series. As always, I'm your Peacekeeper. Like, comment, subscribe, and thank you for watching.